Thank you for tuning in. I'm watching Brandon Figueroa versus Stephen Fulton right now, um, in anticipation, of course, of the main event, which is David Benavidez versus David Morrell. Now, I did actually upload a pre-fight breakdown, but it took like all day to upload to YouTube. Thank you very much, YouTube. But you should be able to find it now on my channel. Um, and no spoiler alert, so I won't say I won't repeat what I said there. But um, if you have a moment, I think it's about under 15 minutes long. So you have plenty of time to check that out before the main event actually comes on air. So right now we are, let's see, in the sixth of a 12-round fight between Figueroa and Fulton. I will admit I really have not been watching this fight thus far, um, but at the moment, the two men are going toe to toe, trying to wing body shots at each other. Um, both men fighting out of orthodox stance, and somewhat of note, now they're switching to southpaw stance, or Figueroa has at least. But they are standing toe to toe, trying to bang each other to the body and doing a little grappling in between. Um, some some note, Stephen Fulton has chosen to wear a very interesting ring outfit. He has trunks that look like they're denim, although I'm assuming they're not. With one of those sort of brown leather patches in the back, like a pair of jeans, and he also has on boxing shoes that look like they're Timberlands. The traditional tan with the brown band around the ankle. But I'll assume they're not actually Tims. I mean, it'd be pretty tough to box in Tims. In any case, it's actually kind of an interesting look. So maybe one more stealing. I'll have to see if I can find a tailor who can fashion me some fake denim ish uh, trunks from an X fight. And I'm really curious how he found those boxing boots that look like Timberlands. Hi, how are you doing? Good to see you here. Thank you very much for joining us. Okay, so that was the close of round six for um, Fulton versus Brandon Figueroa. So in all honesty, as I said, I have not been really paying attention to this fight, and that last sixth round looked like it was pretty close because both men were basically standing toe to toe, trying to wail on each other, hit each other to the body on the inside. And it looks like, excuse me, Figueroa's corner is calling for more inside work from him, like body shot, uppercut, excuse me. Very good to see everybody here. Have you guys been watching the undercard of this, of Morrell Benavidez? Now, I totally missed the UFC card because of the time difference, and I was in the gym doing my own workout. So that always takes precedent for me as opposed to doing any sort of boxing commentary or MMA commentary. But I understand, or I saw, like Israel Adesanya got knocked out by Imavov, so I imagine that's got to go down as a bit of an upset, right? Okay, so we're in the seventh round of Figueroa versus Fulton, and again, both men are kind of tangling up a little bit. Now Fulton's on the outside. Figueroa is fighting out of southpaw. They both fall into each other, kind of holding and hitting. Figueroa is holding, hit. Both men are holding and hitting. Now they're working inside again, with Figueroa trying to get that nice right uppercut straight up the middle, as we say. Fulton is returning the same type of punches. They've literally got their heads together, just hitting each other in the body. Okay, now we're back to Fulton being on the outside. Got his back a little bit towards the ropes. Figueroa comes in again with the jab right hand, and both men are now again fighting at close quarters. Nice right uppercut from Fulton, followed up by two body shots. Figueroa lands a nice tight right hook. Again, Figueroa gets Fulton against the ropes, but then Fulton starts pushing forward, kind of grappling a little bit. They get back to the center of the ring. Ref pushes them apart. Now Figueroa has Fulton backing up against the ropes again. He's trying to kind of hold both men having their heads together. This seems like it's going to be sort of the theme where now Fulton kind of backs away and tries to work the perimeter. Nice right body shot by Figueroa. So Figueroa is kind of alternating just because of the angle. He's keeping his feet in the same place, but now he's in a southpaw stance. Just because Fulton went from one side of the ring to the other. Nice poke by Figueroa to the body. Okay, now Figueroa is in southpaw stance. Fulton's up against the ropes. Fulton's covering up well. Walks forward to push Figueroa back. Ref breaks him apart again. Saludos. I'm not quite sure what you said, but I'm in California. Are you in California? Okay, and that's the round. All right, hang on for 1 second. I'm going to step away to get something to drink. Okay, now we're back with the 8th of 12 rounds between Brandon Figueroa and Stephen Fulton. Again, almost immediately, both men kind of tie up in the center of the ring. Now both men are out of southpaw, but Fulton switches back to right orthodox stance. They're standing toe to toe, with Figueroa pushing Fulton against the ropes. And then they fall into a clinch. Ref pushes them apart. Fulton circles around, and then Figueroa closes in again. So it looks like this will be kind of the theme for this whole fight at the way things are going. Nice jab from Figueroa. Nice counter right by Stephen Fulton. At this point, I would say it looks like Figueroa is making the fight happen, so he's probably edging out Fulton in these rounds. It's hard to win the fight when you're sort of the one backing up and your back is touching the ropes. Did any of you guys watch the MMA fights live? I understand MVP. Did MVP knock out Sharapov, or did he decision Sharapov? Not sure if that's considered an upset or not, but I do want to watch that fight, the whole fight. I'm not a huge fan, admittedly, of how MVP fights, just because I don't like that bouncy karate thing with both hands down. But he's effective at what he does. He has the right physique to use that style, so all credit to him. All right, so in this Figueroa Fulton matchup, 8th round of 12, again, Brandon now has Stephen Fulton with his back against the ropes. The men are going toe to toe. I mean, there are some decent exchanges, but just the fact, in terms of ring gentlemanship, just the fact that Figueroa has Fulton constantly, literally on the ropes, the body language or the positioning makes it look like Figueroa's winning, even though Fulton is um, throwing some decent shots in there. Just got a nice left hook, nice right uppercut from Fulton. But to their credit, both men are, punching with each other. They're not playing give and go. Um, Lots of maneuvering with their heads as well, because they're right on the inside. The thing is, if you get caught in this type of rhythm, you either got to be the superior inside fighter, or you have to change up the rhythm somehow in order to make something happen. Okay, so again, I think I would give that round to Figueroa, even though Fulton is doing some really nice work, getting some nice little tight upcuts and left hooks in there. Are you guys boxing fans? Are you MMA fans? Who do you have in this matchup between David Benavidez and David Morrell? Okay, we are about to get underway with the 9th round out of 12 between Stephen Fulton and Brandon Figueroa. Right away, both men get right at it, center of the ring, little grappling. Figueroa seems to like that wizard grip, while Fulton goes to the underhook. Once again, Figueroa has Fulton with his back against the ropes. Fulton kind of wrestles his way off the ropes. And both men are once again head to head, with the ref trying to push them apart. Back to the center of the ring. Figueroa comes in with a hard 1-2 to drive Fulton back. Now they're both going at it. Again, Fulton with the underhook. Center of the ring. Oh, nice little right uppercut, left hook from Fulton. He weaves away. But Brandon is just always on top of him. Lots of jabs. Body shot from Figueroa. Again, Fulton pushes his way off the ropes. Both men are head to head. I guess that's just how this fight is going to play out, because nobody seems to want to stay on the outside and just peck away at his opponent. Hello to Jonathan Simon. Good to see you here. Blackout. I'm not sure. Are you a boxing fan? And thank you for tuning in, Antonio. Okay, so again, my biggest question thus far is, where did Fulton get those boxing boots that look like Timberlands? Those are pretty cool. I'd like a pair myself. All right, now in a reversal of roles, Fulton has Figueroa up against the ropes momentarily. I am from California, Raf. And now we got Figueroa just pecking away at Fulton. Fulton's got his back against ropes in the blue corner, doing some nice little bob and weaving, but kind of wrestling his way to get off the ropes. Now Fulton comes back with a flurry, but Figueroa just pushes him back with a series of sort of pawing jabs, and then he wails away at Fulton's body. Fulton returns the body shots and gets in a nice right uppercut, and then just kind of walks off the ropes. But then he puts himself back on the rope, so I'm not sure why Fulton wants to constantly be touching the ropes with his back. That's not really a good position to put yourself in under any circumstances. Hammerhead. Yeah, I can't believe Izzy got knocked out either in the second round. I would not have called that. I did think there was something a little bit off with Izzy, just by the way he spoke in that sort of pre-fight build-up piece that the UFC put together. He just seemed a little bit sort of pseudo-philosophical, and I felt it was weird that he said something about he attributed his success or something to being Nigerian. And anytime you attribute your success to something that's outside of you that you can't control, I think that's a pitfall because that implies that, your success or your failure is not in your own control. Like, okay, it was due to my genetics that I'm successful. All right, so that means it's due to my genetics if I fail. But either way, you sort of removed your own um, responsibility, like your personal the actions you take. You remove that from the equation. So that was a bit of a, a red flag for me. And Hammerhead, the other red flag was the fact that in that footage, you could see him clearly when he'd throw his right hand, he would drop his jab hand, if that makes any sense. So he was leaving himself open on one side. All right, we're back at the action, round 10 of 12 between Figueroa and Fulton. Again, Figueroa drives Fulton back to the ropes with some straight punches, and then once he closes distance, he seems to try to go for the body. This round, it looks like Fulton's actually maintaining a little bit more distance and not choosing to go toe-to-toe with Fulton. So now Figueroa is really using more of a kind of whacking, pawing jab. But he does have Fulton backing up against the ropes once again. All right, are you guys watching Figueroa Fulton? Or did you watch the UFC fights earlier today? How was MVP's fight, Hammerhead? Did you see that? All right, again, Figueroa's got Fulton with his back towards the ropes. Fulton keeps trying to move laterally along the ropes, but it's hard to argue that you're winning the fight when your back's against the ropes, quite literally. All right, Fulton and Figueroa now again standing more head toe to toe, trying to hit each other to the body. Ref pushes them apart. But they resume. Fulton's kind of moving around the perimeter of the ring, but again, he backs up to the ropes. Surway says, yes, boxing. Cool. Is it Raf? Raf's watching boxing. Awesome. What do you guys think of this fight? Who do you have winning? I have Figueroa winning just because Fulton's against the ropes too much. He is getting in some decent little shots, but in the overall picture, Figueroa is the one that's kind of dictating where the fight goes. Okay, now both men again are standing toe to toe. Fulton leaning back into the ropes. Now he just sort of walks forward, lands some good body shots, then retreats back to the ropes. With Figueroa constantly throwing pawing jabs or body shots. Survey says at this point, I don't know. Yeah, it is close though, because it's just, when you have two people standing toe to toe, throwing at each other, it can be hard to see all the action. In a very veteran move there by Brandon Figueroa, he ended the round close to his corner, which meant Fulton just had to walk all the way across the ring to get back to his corner. And Figueroa was already sitting down on the stool before Fulton even got there. All right, I guess we're cutting to somebody in the audience here. I don't know who that is. Oh, Leo Santa Cruz. I see. Okay, he does look a little bit heavier than his fighting days. Cheers, everybody. Oh, thank you very much for subscribing. I appreciate that. Make sure you hit the notification bell because, I don't know, the algorithm doesn't always feed subscribers the videos when I upload something. So, all right, thank you. I really do appreciate you subscribing. All right, here we go. We are in the second to last round of Figueroa versus Fulton. Again, this second last round starts out with both men standing toe to toe. Nice combinations from both of them. Again, Figueroa now in southpaw stance, while Fulton's maintaining more of an orthodox stance. Again, Fulton's the one kind of backing up, moving towards the ropes. I'm not sure why he chose that sort of tactic. Again, a little bit of grappling, and then both men get pushed apart. Then they resume this. Now Figueroa in southpaw stance, kind of using a pawing jab, getting side. Now Fulton gets the wizard grip. You got to watch the match with your mom. Okay. Hello, D. All right. Nice series of body shots from Fulton. Again, both men are in the center of the ring, standing toe to toe, kind of in southpaw stance, but I mean, when you're toe to toe, the feet are kind of just lateral, so it's not really a stance. And it's not either righty or lefty, but in any case, some nice body shots from Figueroa. Fulton tries to move laterally along the ropes. Figueroa cuts him off. Again, banging both men, throwing hard body shots. Then kind of grappling a little bit back to the center of the ring. Body shots from Fulton. Nice little right uppercut from Fulton. Figueroa moves him back again with his nice jabs, straight rights. Men start grappling back to center ring. Yeah, this is a tough one to call. Nice little short uppercut on the inside from Fulton. Nice little short tight hook from Figueroa, and then series of punches from Fulton. Oh, nice uppercut. He pops up Figueroa's head with an uppercut. Again, both men standing toe to toe in the center of the ring. Figueroa is somewhat pressing forward to slowly move Fulton back. The really good hard shots from Fulton, though. Now Fulton walks forward, so they're back into the center of the ring. Both men keeping up their pace, either evenly paced, evenly matched, and that's the 11th round. We have one more round to go. I would say if either man wants to make it decisive, they've got to get a big final round. Right now we're cutting to footage of David Benavidez in the change room, just relaxing on a couch, doing what it looks like a little breathing exercises. Now we cut to David Morrell in his change room. He's already got the Vaseline on his face. Just looks like he's kind of staying loose. He's standing up. Not really shadow boxing, but looks like he's just staying loose. All right, now we're going to start with the 12th and final round of Brandon Figueroa versus Stephen Fulton. Who do you guys have in this fight thus far? I think they're going to give it to Figueroa just because body language wise, he's the one kind of pushing Stephen Fulton back. All right, here we go. Last round. Starts out fast with Fulton moving around the perimeter and Figueroa trying to cut him off, fall into a grapple. Ref pushes him apart. Again, we got Figueroa moving forward in southpaw stance now. He's got Fulton in the corner. Fulton just pushes his way out. Both men grappling, get pushed apart by the ref. Okay, again, Figueroa advancing forward. They fall into a grappling position. Ref pushes them apart. Oh, nice body movement by Fulton. Forces Figueroa to miss a punch and then catches him with a combination. Here we go. An overhook, underhook. Ref pushes him apart. Okay, nice 1-2 by Figueroa, but Fulton comes right back with a hook counter shot. Right, this might be the best I've seen Fulton thus far, where he's playing a little more intelligent game, trying to make Figueroa miss and then catch him with a counter. Just walks, they walk, they're still head to head. Now with Fulton kind of walking Figueroa backwards, both men kind of caught up in grappling a little bit with underhooks and overhooks. Okay, is it Mickey D saying Figueroa performed worse in this fight than the first fight, in your opinion? Well, he is a longer, lankier fighter, so you'd think you'd want to keep Fulton at distance and just really work his jab right hand, rather than stand toe to toe like this. But so be it. Shug is saying hello. Um, I'm not. So greetings to all in the chat. Good card tonight. Thank you so much. I appreciate you joining us as always. Okay, we just have less than a minute to go in the 12th and final round of the match between Brandon Figueroa and Stephen Fulton. So again, Figueroa advancing, got Fulton against the ropes, but Fulton just grapples up. Now they're back to the center ring. We got about 20 seconds left. Fulton's still kind of retreating, but firing hard shots. Nice little left uppercut from Fulton lands. And that's it. All right, Fulton climbs on the ropes to sort of gesture to the crowd. Camera's not really showing what us. Oh, Figueroa, I think, is was just spoken to by the doctor, I believe. I don't know. That's a tough one to call. I guess we'll see in a moment who takes this one. One sec. So the unofficial scorecard has Fulton ahead, 115, 113. I mean, I could see that. It was pretty close because some of those rounds were very difficult to score. They were so close. So I could actually see it either going either way or maybe even winding up as a draw. I didn't really watch the first half of the fight, so. But somewhat of a curious choice of game plan for the longer, lankier Figueroa. Okay, I guess we are going to get the official announcement shortly. Sugar, are you watching boxing tonight? Okay, the body language, Fulton definitely seems to think that he won this fight. Oh, wow, okay, so they give it to Fulton. I did not hear the scorecards, but it's unanimous decision. So, interesting way to score that fight. All right. Not sure if I agree with it, but then again, I didn't watch the whole fight, so it's not really fair for me to say. Okay, now we got Brian Campbell with, is he wearing a tie? He's got a black suit, a baby blue dress shirt, and I can't tell if he has a tie on or not, but in any case, all right, let's see what. All right, so they were doing the in-ring post-fight interview with Brian Campbell and Stephen Fulton. I mean, I guess as some of you guys know, I'm not really a Brian Campbell fan, but oh, he is actually wearing a black tie, baby blue dress shirt and black suit. Okay, fair enough. Um, Condolences to the family of Michael Katz. He was a long-time boxing journalist. I understand he passed away. There was like a little announcement made earlier in the evening. So, rest in peace, Michael Katz. Um, he was just a familiar name, especially in the New York boxing community. So, I kind of lost track of him over the last few years, but I do remember him, from the early 2000s in New York City in boxing. Okay, so now we're cutting to some B-roll of where are we here? I guess. Oh, okay, we're cutting to some B-roll of Las Vegas. Looks like there's lots of traffic on the strip. And wow, yeah, lots of pedestrian traffic on the strip too. They're showing a circus, Paris. All right, and then we're cutting to commercial. So, Shug, what was your favorite fights thus far on this boxing card? I think in being an athlete, it's just it's not about it limiting things. It's just you got to make choices at certain points, and so I guess the biggest limitations is just on a day to day basis, right? Like sleep, food, um, and just spending time in the gym like every day as opposed to doing other things. Sugar, yeah, I tuned in only for the second half myself. Sugar's saying he just tuned in for the last part of Fulton. You were out farming? Sugar says I was out farming, looking forward to the next fight. Oh, cool. What kind of farming do you do? That's pretty impressive. I have a lot of respect for farmers. I mean, it sounds like a random statement, but I actually met one of my neighbors who's an older gentleman. Actually, he's a retired farmer, but he told me at one point he had farms in 8 different states. And it was pretty interesting the knowledge he had to share because he was saying he was originally from Arizona. And he told me the interesting thing about Arizona is you can grow multiple crops on the same farm there, which is kind of unique to Arizona. He kind of explained to me that in other regions, you pretty much got a monocrop because that's what's good for that region. They said Arizona's unique in that it's, I guess, the climate and the soil can accommodate a lot of different types of crops. So at one point, he got really into growing, of all things, dates, um, and he became an expert at that. All right. Oh wow, Shug says livestock, sheep, camels, goats. Oh wow, that's crazy. Huh. Okay. Well, I like curry goat. Just kidding. That's not the point. I do like lamb chops, but I haven't eaten lamb or goat for a long, long time. In any case, that's really cool, Shug. I'm super fascinated by farming. So, okay, Mickey D is saying Izzy's downfall. Sad to see. Yeah, that really sucks. Like he's lost three in a row now. Although Dana White had a lot of praise for him at the post fight press conference, saying that Izzy looked great in the first round, but he did that thing where he kind of posts with his jab hand and then he had his other hand extended at the same time. So, he was right open for that right counter that he got caught with. So that kind of sucks. Hello, whoever's joining us from Japan. It's very good to have you here. We are watching boxing tonight, and David Morrell versus David Benavidez is about to come up. Sugar said, saying that I'm very excited about this card. I now need to catch up with everything. All right, well, to be honest, Sugar, I just tuned in myself partway through Figueroa, Fulton. Right now, we're looking at old footage of David Benavidez working out with his dad. Suge said Izzy had an impressive run, but um, tall, lanky fighters like him that depend on reflexes, interesting, and not serious fundamentals usually have a short but brilliant run. Great observation, Suge. Um, yeah, I mean he did pull off some spectacular moves and gave us some great fights, but there I like how you said fundamentals there because it also showed in that sort of UFC. It wasn't called countdown. I don't know what they called it, but sort of the pre-fight piece that the UFC makes. It opened with a close-up of Vizzy throwing a jab reverse punch, and when he'd throw the reverse punch, he would drop his jab hand down rather than bringing it back to guard position. So I was like, oh, that's not good. That's not a good habit. So interesting observation that that he was very much a sort of fast twitch, or is very much sort of that fast twitch type fighter. That is basically, perhaps he's gotten away with certain things, meaning he's gotten away with not uh, correcting all the sort of basics, like keeping a guard hand up, not posting out there like that. That's sort of one of my pet peeves, is people who post out with their jab hand. Um, it's kind of obnoxious when people do that in sparring, but it's I just one of my pet peeves. All right, so now we're cutting to backstage or change room footage of Morrell warming up on the mitts with his trainer Ronnie Shields. And I really feel like Shields could play a big um, factor in the outcome of this fight, simply because he is such a veteran of the game. And provided Morrell listens to him, I trust that Ronnie Shields can uh, give his fighter the right advice if the going gets tough. Who do you guys pick in this fight? I'm not going to give anything away because I actually did do a pre-fight breakdown where I tell you who I'm picking, but unfortunately that took all day to upload to YouTube for whatever reason. So I literally just posted it, like it's been up for less than an hour, but I started uploading it like this morning or something. Anyways, so now we're cutting to a DraftKings ad and some old fight footage of David Morrell. Ronnie Shields is a good coach. This is Shug speaking. Ronnie Shields is a good coach. I remember how he was able to motivate Tyson to the ninth round against Lewis when he had asked to quit on his stool in the fourth. Oh, interesting. Wow, Joe, thank you so much. Really appreciate you gifting a membership. That's so kind of you. And welcome to Young Hollywood. Thank you. Mickey D says Benavidez by closer politics decision. That's funny. Um, I actually think Benavidez is capable of stopping Morrell. Um, what do you guys think of Morrell overall? Do you see any flaws in his game? Again, I kind of talk about that a little bit in the pre-fight breakdown that's now posted. If you look for a red and blue thumbnail, that's my pre-fight breakdown. Okay, looks like we are doing the ring walk. David Morrell, rather, and he's being accompanied by a couple of vocalists that I don't recognize, of course. Oh, Joe, thank you so much. He's gifted another membership. Appreciate you. Shug says this is the first Cuban school legend I've seen that's employed more of a muscular style rather than their more of a muscle car style rather than their Rolls Royce technical skills. Interesting analogy. I'm not exactly sure. Well, I guess I get the idea of what you mean. Um, Morrell does have, very strong single punches. So here's the question: Is how's he going to match up with Benavidez' rapid fire combinations? Because for for a big guy, even for a small guy, Benavidez has incredibly fast hands. When he decides to put together like a 5 punch combination, um, but we'll see. I don't want to be overly critical of David Morrell, but I do point out a couple of sort of fundamental flaws in that pre-fight breakdown. So we'll see if any of that does comes into play in the fight. But again, my feeling is that a veteran trainer like Ronnie Shields, um, he knows that he can only shift a fighter but so much, and that Morrell has already sort of ingrained these certain types of habits for years, since he was a child. So Shields know it's like it's a waste of effort and it's and no fighter is going to say, oh, you know what, we got to forget everything you learned. You're going to start all the way over from ground zero with me. So Shields knows that that's not the right approach to take with a fighter. He knows he needs to just kind of optimize what he can get David Morrell to do properly. And then the key thing is, what is a game plan that Shields and Morrell have come up with? Well, it's probably more Shields than Morrell, but really, is Morrell going to listen to Shields when the going gets tough? Because I'm anticipating that he'll have to make some adjustments. Okay, Shug says, I'm comparing Morrell to Rigondeaux. Yeah, I get it. Ortiz, Gamboa, Lara, etc., who are Rolls Royce fighters. Great analogy. Yeah, especially Rigondeaux. Um, okay, so now David Benavidez has entered the ring. He's wearing kind of that signature red camo attire, kind of motioning at Morrell, who's just sort of standing there smirking a little bit back at him. David making the X gesture with his arms. Okay, then we are cutting to announcer Jimmy Lennon Jr., who's making all the ring announcements. Thank you so much to Joe for gifting memberships on our live. Really appreciate that, and appreciate all the support you guys have been giving me along the way. Um, it really makes watching fights and doing breakdowns more engaging for me too, and more meaningful, just because we have a little bit of more of a back and forth. Okay, how many of us have Morrell, and how many of us have Benavidez? How many of it does anybody think it's going to end in a draw? Okay, so we are cutting to footage of David's dad taking off his shirt for him. We're panning to the crowd in the T-Mobile Arena, which looks like it's pretty packed. Okay, now I'm not sure who this referee is, but he does look super familiar. All right, so we're still announcing things and then got strobe lights going and all this other stuff. All right, it looks like this is going to take a while to announce everything. Morrell perhaps was wise to keep his ring robe on. He's just smiling and bouncing on his feet as the announcer announces his stats. Mickey D says it's a shame Canelo never fought David Benavidez. Yeah, I don't know. Is that a massive duck or what? You think that fight would have gotten made when David was still at 168, but you know, instead Canelo gets to fight other opponents. I mean, the thing is for him, Canelo knows he's gonna sell out. He's gonna make a ton of money no matter who he fights, right? Like he could fight some complete unknown, and people are still gonna tune in because it's Canelo. But so he doesn't really have to fight David Benavidez in order to make a ton of money. He just has to tolerate people calling him a duck, right? Okay, so now we're announcing David Benavidez, who's wearing kind of a sort of patchwork type red and pink and white set of trunks. Hope he's warmed up. Now, interesting, he has that super wily manager, Samson uh, Lefkowitz or Lukowitz. That guy is so wily. Like I strongly believe he's the one that maneuvered uh, the super tall kid into getting the win over, or getting in the ring with Tim Tszyu and then dethroning Tim Tszyu and becoming a world champion. Fundora. He's Fundora's manager as well, and he was able to sort of save David Benavidez, even though Benavidez tested positive for coke and got stripped of his belt, and then failed to make weight once, and so then was ineligible to fight for a belt. Samson is still able to move him forward and move him up, and so here he is. All right, here we go. Action's about to start. Will it be the power of David Morrell, or will it be the rapid fire combinations of Benavidez? All right, Benavidez chooses to come out in orthodox versus the southpaw. Okay, not a lot of jab cancellation really happening, because both men are throwing decent jabs at each other, especially Morrell. Looks like he's starting right away with a nice hard jab. Thank you so much for the membership gift, Joe. Really, really appreciate it. Hi to whoever just tuned in. Move 37. All right now it's a game of jabs and evasion, with both men trying to evade each other's jab. Benavidez by stepping back. Benavidez with the 1-2 that just lands on Morrell's arms. Morrell's keeping that double high guard, tight double high guard rather, and shoots out a jab from that position. Now Morrell with the 1-2, jab hook attempt by Morrell, right hand to the body attempt by Benavidez. Little bob and weave motion from Morrell. Benavidez tends to take the pop off people's punches by riding back, which he's doing. Again, a hard 1-2 from Benavidez. Doesn't quite land. Hard 1-2 from Morrell, followed up by a single right hook. Yeah, Morrell's getting right at it with his power shots. He's not wasting any time. Benavidez doing little feint level changes. Benavidez really covering up well with his high double guard. Oh, Benavidez misses with the left hook as Morrell weaves underneath. Ooh, attempted overhand left from Morrell, which misses, and Benavidez lands a nice little hook to the body, hook to the head. Nice touch to the body from Benavidez. An uppercut. Oh, already Benavidez is starting to unload a little bit here on Morrell. And we have less than 30 seconds to go in this opening round. 1-2 attempt from Morrell. Little uppercut from Benavidez. Lead right hand from Benavidez. Benavidez kind of walking Morrell down, and that's the round. Shug says, what a fight this is starting out to be. Yeah, I mean, both men are getting at it right away, which is great. Shug says, David going to the body early for the investments for later. Yeah, I mean, I think you're talking about, I'm not sure if you're talking about Benavidez or Morrell, but it's always good to try to get to the body in the early rounds. So just going to the body right in the first is it's helpful because at least it also helps you get a measurement of distance. It can be a little risky because if you're going to the body and you miss, you can get countered with a hard right hand. But okay, we're getting a replay of a nice little hook from Benavidez that landed. All right, here we go with round 2. We've got Morrell kind of maneuvering around counterclockwise around the perimeter. Both men attempting jab reverse punches. Morrell's got his back against the ropes now, but he circles off, firing nice hard jabs. That's Morrell. Comes back with a straight left hand. Benavidez again has Morrell his back to the ropes. Men fall into a clinch. Ref separates them. Benavidez just walks towards Morrell. Benavidez has Morrell backing up a little bit, but now Morrell comes on with a hard 1-2s. Benavidez goes for a right hand, left body shot. Back to the jab, right hand, right uppercut, right body shot, right uppercut. Oh, 2 body shots from Benavidez, and he gets a nice little left hook in there. Back to the jab from Morrell. He's got that double hard guard up. Lands to the body on Benavidez. Comes back with a 1-2, a 1-2. Both men standing pretty close to, not quite toe-to-toe, but pretty close to each other. Nice little right body shot. Lead right hand from David Benavidez. David just walking towards Morrell. Left hook, right body shot. Right hand from Benavidez. Morrell circles off. Now he's in the center of the ring. Benavidez still advancing. Morrell firing hard jab. Right hand. Kind of trying to goad Benavidez into throwing something, I think. Lead straight right hand from Benavidez. Hook right hand from Benavidez. Hook uppercut. I like how Benavidez is kind of mixing up his right hands. Here we got Morrell kind of not so much backing up, but kind of circling away from Benavidez. Now he's sort of starting to drop that lead right hand, not sure why. And Morrell going back to the double high guard, and then he weaves under some of David's punch. Both men standing at closer distance now. Both trying to exchange and go to the body a little bit. And that's the second round. Shug says this is shaping up to be a fast-paced fight. Yes, fast-paced, interesting fight. Shug says, I think Morrell was feeling himself after getting best of that end of round end of round combination. Yeah, maybe. I think I read what you said correctly. Okay, we're at commercial break, guys. We're watching the fight between David Benavidez and David Morrell. Are all you guys watching the fight with us? Who do you have winning thus far? Here we go with round 3 of Benavidez versus Morrell. Again, Benavidez is advancing, got Morrell towards the ropes. Morrell presses forward with a flurry to get back to the center of the ring. 1-2 attempt from Morrell. Benavidez a little cagey now, dropping his lead hand a bit momentarily. Goes for a straight right to the body. Left uppercut. Left right hook. Big 5-punch combination from Morrell. And right away, Benavidez responds by trying to go left hook to the head. Oh, right to the body. And then Morrell complains. The ref I'm not sure what he says, but Morrell maintaining that double high guard and then circling counterclockwise. But again, Benavidez backs him up towards the ropes and lands a nice right to the body. Morrell kind of gesturing at Benavidez. I'm not really sure what he was trying to say. Okay, again, Morrell just circling around, keeping a nice tight double high guard, but Benavidez has a good variety of punches. And then Morrell gets going, gets off the ropes. He's throwing single hard shots, though. Did you guys notice that? Hard right hook. Benavidez is waving him in. Comes in with a hook, right hook to the body. Oh, nice series of combination. Nice variety of punches from Benavidez. Morrell responds in same and then poses and looks at him. Interesting choice from Benavidez. He likes those lead right hands. Okay, both men more or less back at center of the ring, doing a little sort of posing and looking at each other a little bit. Oh, nice. So Morrell is kind of doing that pattern where he poses with the double high guard and then throws a single hard shot, like a single left, single right hook. Mickey T says, tough fight to score, yes. A little showboating from Morrell, kind of by dropping his hands and circling around. Not sure if he's kind of smiling at Benavidez or that's just, oh, and that's a round. Now, Benavidez pulled a veteran move there and wound up ending the round in his corner. So that means he doesn't have to walk all the way across the ring, which is what Morrell did. He saw him at the end there. He just was actually kind of jogging back to his stool because you want to make the most of those 60 seconds, which winds up being more like 45 between the rounds. Okay, Shug says Morrell jogged to the corner, yeah, at the end of the round, as if to say all the body work and the pressure didn't move him. Let's see how it looks round 9 if it gets there. Yeah, well, I mean, I think a couple of reasons, like that's a great sort of mental game to play to jog back to your corner, but Benavidez did the smart thing by forcing him to have to go all the way across the diagonal of the ring to his corner. All right, so here we go. 4th round of 12. We have Morrell again circling around on the perimeter and Benavidez kind of hunting him down. Goes for a hard 1-2. And then a jab right uppercut. Left body shot. Nice variety of punches from Benavidez, but Morrell just storms back. We're in a bit of a firefight here. Fighting at close quarters. Oh, Benavidez has Morrell on the ropes. This is not really where Morrell wants to be. Oh, nice right hand by David Benavidez. Okay, Morrell would do better to try to keep Benavidez at the end of his jab at this point. Benavidez coming back with a hard 1-2. Morrell with a single jab and then right hand. Morrell misses with the right hook. Back to the jab, 1-2 for Morrell. Benavidez back to the jab. He's got Morrell backing up to the ropes, and he throws a hard 1-2 and then left body shot. Morrell comes up back with an up jab, right. Oh, these are some great exchanges here. Oh, nice right uppercut from Benavidez. And I said it was Morrell's had a great right uppercut. He hasn't really started to work that yet. Mainly because Morrell throws his right uppercut when he's got the other guy kind of against the ropes, and he hasn't put Benavidez on the ropes as of yet. Right, Mickey D is saying 2-1 for Morrell. Oh, lead right hand from Benavidez. Kind of a jumping right hook from Morrell, and then Morrell kind of shuffles back. Like he's kind of trying to goad Benavidez in by dropping his hands and leaning forward. Morrell's actually putting himself in the corner a little bit and then circling out and then skip dancing away. I don't know if that's going to serve him well over the long run here. Benavidez slowly advancing and putting Morrell on the ropes again. Comes with a right to the body, misses with the left hook, lands a left hook. Now Morrell has Benavidez kind of in the corner, but Benavidez just works his way out. Good series of combinations landing for Morrell. Benavidez tries to flurry to the body and come back up. And now Morrell has Benavidez against the ropes. The men are head to head. Oh, nice right uppercut, left hook from Benavidez, and that's the end of the fourth. Now this time, they were in the neutral corner, so both men had to walk back to their respective corner. All right, my stream is cut to commercial breaks, so unfortunately, I'm not getting to hear any of the corner work. Can any of you guys hear the corner work? Be curious to know what the trainers are telling their fighters. Guys, if you haven't yet, please do hit the subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified when I post longer form videos. I've noticed that the algorithm doesn't always serve my subscribers, the thumbnails of my videos, even though they're subscribed. So in order to beat the algorithm, hit that notification bell, please. Move 37 says, and the like button too. Okay, yes, good. Thank you for that, Move 37. I appreciate that reminder. Okay, so the unofficial scorecard has it a draw at the moment, 38-38, 2 rounds apiece. And here we go into the 5th round of David Benavidez versus David Morrell. Okay, and again we have Benavidez being able to put Morrell against the ropes. But Morrell works his way out, although he's now sort of backstepping to the ropes again, using a pawing jab to try to keep, just to keep Benavidez off him. Morrell using that high double guard and kind of leaning a little bit to tempt Benavidez to hit his head, and then he's looking to counter. Nice. So sometimes Morrell's bending forward to sort of bait Benavidez, and then I think he's looking to counter. He's playing that catch and counter game by level changing like that. But Benavidez is a little too smart to just play the catch and counter game. Okay, the men fall into grappling and the ref separates them. And we're a little bit fighting at much closer range at this point. Again, falling into grappling. Ref is saying, watch your head to Morrell. A couple of jabs from Benavidez. Now we do have Morrell sort of starting to take small steps forward and push Benavidez back. Benavidez circles around the perimeter here. Keeps his high double guard up while his back is on the ropes. Morrell tries to get off some body shots. Benavidez comes up with a little left hook to the head, left hook to the body, uppercut hook from both men. Morrell starting to back up now and invite Benavidez to move forward. Azim, did I watch UFC? No, I did not, because I was working out and the UFC was broadcast super early here for us. Beterbiev versus Bivol, is that what you're asking me? I'm still going to go with Beterbiev, even in the rematch. All right, so nice body work from, or body movement from David Morrell. Again, this round is being fought at very close distance. Both men kind of being toe-to-toe. Not as close as Fulton and Figueroa, but we're almost getting there. Okay, in the corner of David Benavidez, of course, we have his father, Jose Benavidez Sr. I'm not sure who his cut man and assist are. Azim, did you watch the UFC fights? I don't think Benavidez wants to put himself on the ropes versus Morrell. Just a comment. Okay, here we go with the 6th round. Okay, again, we're starting with Morrell kind of backing up towards the ropes and circling around to his right. Now Morrell's backing up again, has his back against the ropes, and then again circles out to his right. It's like he's dropping his lead hand and kind of leaning forward as if to goad, as if to bait Benavidez to come in. Now he's put himself on the corner. Benavidez does land a nice right body shot. And then Morrell circles out, kind of dances around a little bit. Benavidez just moving forward, jab right to the body, right to the head, right to the body. Right hook as Morrell circles out. Right uppercut misses for Benavidez. Again, Morrell circling out, Benavidez pursuing him. Benavidez lands a nice right uppercut to the body. Morrell circles out the other direction. Benavidez just follows, lands a couple of body shots. Jab to the body for Benavidez. Jab right hand, jab right hook. Benavidez is using this thing where he kind of sort of peels off one of the arms of the double high guard to get his second punch to come through. Oh, nice right uppercut from Benavidez, followed up by a right hook. Or sorry, left uppercut, left hook. Jab, right hand, left hook from Morrell. Right hand from Morrell, or left hand from Morrell, rather. I'm not so sure I like this body position from Morrell of leaning over with his lead hand dropped. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. Way too risky. But I understand the game he's trying to play. It's called, he's trying to give Benavidez a worm on a hook, but it could turn out badly. All right, so 1, 2, 3 from Morrell. Benavidez is really sort of landing these little uppercuts very well. Benavidez opening with some long jabs and then a body shot that misses. Nice left uppercut from Benavidez. Again, Morrell starting to drop that lead hand, trying to do more level changing from Morrell. Kind of skipping around. Again, got his back to the ropes. Throwing single hard shots. Series of punches from Benavidez. And that's the round. And again, Benavidez ends the round close to his corner. Shug is saying, oh, who's that? Somebody Flyers saying Izzy's chin is going with his age. Huh. Well, I don't know. Dana White still seemed to have some praise for him. So he was saying, Izzy had a great first round and all that, even though he got knocked out in the second. All right. But I think something's up with Izzy, like, head-wise. That's my sort of suspicion. I don't think his head is quite in the right place at the moment, or maybe it hasn't been for the last couple of fights. Sugar say Morrell trying to change levels to get into position to explode up, but he's being kept at bay with the jab. Yeah, he's also, just leaving himself open. So I don't know that's a good game to play versus Benavidez. All right, so now the official, unofficial cards have it 58-56 for Benavidez. So they got Benavidez starting to edge ahead. All right, so Morrell going back to double high guard. And now he's dropping that lead hand again and bending over. All right, Benavidez just sort of pecking away with that jab. Then comes with a left hook. Morrell tries a single body shot. Morrell back to the high double guard. Backing up slowly as Benavidez advances with a jab. Benavidez at the moment, content to back Morrell up with his jab. And then when Morrell advances, Benavidez just moves backwards to evade everything. Benavidez with a jab and then a lead right hand. Morrell fires back. Benavidez with the right body shot. Morrell gets in his nice left uppercut. Morrell back to the high double guard. Then drops down low, tries an up jab, followed up with a 3-punch combination. Nice right uppercut from Benavidez and tight lead right hand from Benavidez. Jab straight left to the body from Morrell. Now both men are fighting at more mid-range. A little bit of a give and go here. David comes in with big right hand, short little left hook. Morrell ends a nice left right uppercut. Benavidez is really starting to land those body shots, even though they're not super hard. They will have their effect over time. Benavidez with a hard counter right shot. Back to the jab. Now Benavidez is dropping his lead hand a little bit. Both men standing at mid-range. Straight right from Benavidez. Morrell fires back with body shot left hand. Again, Morrell kind of backing up towards the ropes, dropping his lead hand, and that's the round. All right, unfortunately, the broadcast I'm listening to is speaking over the corner work, so I can't hear what Ronnie Shields is saying to David Morrell. Okay. Where are they? They are at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. We are heading into, what is it now? The 8th round of 12. I think Benavidez is up. Charles, thank you for joining us. And Joe, if you're still here, thank you so much for gifting the memberships. Mickey D says Benavidez is taking control of the fight. Yes, I would agree with that. I think he's pulling ahead. And this was the question I had, which is, Morrell, either has fought only 3 12-rounders where he was winning quite handily, and all the rest of his fights, he got his opponent out of there in 4 rounds or less. So this is really kind of uncharted territory for him, where he's going to have to go 12 rounds, and he doesn't know that he's winning every single round. All right, we had a little of that matrix type body movement from Morrell in the corner to avoid Benavidez punches. Benavidez making his slow march forward just to push Morrell back towards the ropes. Morrell comes out with a hard, sharp jab and circles out off the ropes. A couple of jabs from Morrell. It comes back with a nice straight left. That's Morrell. But Benavidez just continues that sort of walking stance forward, body shot, lead right, left hook. Again, Benavidez just walking towards Morrell. Gets in that left body shot, left hook. Morrell with his own left hook. Making some body movement. Coming back with a jab right hand, or jab left hand rather. But again, Morrell puts himself on the ropes, weaves under Benavidez punches with a double high guard, but Benavidez goes for that left body shot and gets a short little left hook in. Morrell returns with a body shot straight left. Benavidez, nice jab body shot. Nice combination from Morrell in return, but I feel like Morrell has to put together a little more. Oh, nice right hand from David Benavidez. Again, Benavidez just kind of walking towards Morrell as Morrell circles around and backs up. Again, Morrell is in the corner again. Morrell trying to move along the ropes. Benavidez pushes him back towards the ropes. Morrell kind of leaning forward again. David advancing forward as Morrell again backs himself up against the ropes, and that's the round. Yeah, at this point, I think Benavidez is winning the fight. It looks like Benavidez may have a small cut under his right eyebrow that they're working on. So I have Benavidez ahead at this point. What do you guys think? All right, here we go with the 9th round. Nice little right uppercut from Benavidez. Morrell fires back. Body shot. Jab from Benavidez. Series of jabs from Benavidez from range, and Morrell returns the favor. Again, Morrell doing that thing where he leans forward and drops his lead hand. I'm not sure if he's looking for an up jab or just trying to. I think he's just trying to goad Benavidez into throwing something, and then he's setting to counter. Now now Benavidez with the double high guard as Morrell fires at him. But again, Benavidez just walking forward for the most part, moving Morrell backwards. Ref warns Morrell for shoving a shoulder. Both men at close quarters now, almost toe-to-toe. Flurry from Morrell, and Benavidez comes right back. Trying some hard hooks. Body, head, body. Nice uppercuts from Benavidez to split the guard. Morrell is just being a little too static. He comes back with 4 punches of his own, including some nice uppercuts. Very nice work by Morrell with those uppercuts. He's got to follow up with that, though. Gets an uppercut, he's got to come back with a hook. Nice jab, nice sharp jab from Benavidez. Again, Benavidez with those jabs, from range. Nice body movement from Morrell to avoid Benavidez punches. Morrell with a left uppercut, right hand. Benavidez again with head-body combination. Okay, now Benavidez dropping both hands. Morrell still backing up, dropping his lead hand, using some of that fancy footwork to get off the ropes. Starting to get a little showboaty from Morrell. He's going to have to focus and really land some hard shots if he wants to win this fight. I think it looked like Ronnie Shields asking David to move his body more. Okay, here we go. This is the 10th round out of 12 between David Benavidez and David Morrell. I have Benavidez ahead at this point. But as they say, Morrell always has a puncher's chance. All right, Morrell backing up again with the double high guard, kind of circling around to his right as Benavidez just pops out those very snappy jabs. Morrell with his 1-2. Again, Morrell still backing up towards the corner. Benavidez comes in with a right uppercut. Morrell circles off the ropes. Benavidez with a right body shot. Attempts a left uppercut. Now they're standing a little close range. Benavidez touches the head and then the body. Morrell starting to mix it up a little more with his jab left hand. Lots of that leaning over body motion from David Morrell. I don't think that's quite what Ronnie Shield wanted him to do. I think he wanted him to move more side to side than just be leaning over. Okay, Morrell back to a double high guard. Benavidez, jab right to the body. Benavidez returns with a straight left. Right hook from Morrell. I think Morrell just has to start putting it together a little bit more if he wants to win this fight, which I think he does. Again, bending over, stepping backwards. And Benavidez just making that, as we say, slow march forward. Again, mixing it up well from the head to the head with his jabs and then right to the body. 1-2 from Benavidez misses. Morrell comes back with his own 1-2 hook. Morrell is good at slipping punches, but I think he needs to put something together here. Again, leaning over and dropping his lead hand, now dropping his rear hand as well. A little too showboaty for me. You're not winning a fight. Even if you are, you shouldn't. Oh boy, and then David starts doing a sort of alley shuffle, not quite, for whatever reason. And Benavidez ends the round with a sort of alley shuffle. I guess that's just his sense of humor coming out. Oh, move 37. I guess that was LOL in response to Benavidez, right? All right, so let's see. My stream is kind of stalling here. Hopefully it picks up. Sorry for the delay, guys. I'm just going to try to see if I can pick up another stream in case this one goes out. How was you guys' weekend thus far? Oh, here we go. Okay. So we are about to enter, as we call it, the penultimate round, 11th round out of 12. Mickey D says, raining in California, we need it. I'm not sure if it's raining by me, but yeah, we do need the rain. Why not? After all those fires in SoCal, for sure. All right. Sorry, guys. Again, my stream is stalling. 1 second. Move 37 is saying amazing. I guess that means you're enjoying the fight, right? Okay, so on the official, unofficial scorecard, they gave Morrell the last 2 rounds, but they still have Benavidez ahead. All right, sorry guys, for whatever reason my stream cut to commercial. All right, I apologize. I have to search for another stream just because for whatever reason that one cut to commercial. Sorry for the delay, guys, especially since we're in the championship rounds. But I do believe David Benavidez was ahead, or is ahead. When you get a chance, even though it's now after the fact, please check out my pre-fight breakdown and let me know if you agree with my points. Um, it took me all day to upload it to YouTube, so unfortunately, there really was no lead time for it to really be a true pre-fight breakdown, but nevertheless, it is now up. All right. Sorry, guys, still searching for another stream. No, I don't speak Japanese. All right, so for whatever reason, I have lost that boxing stream. Sorry, I apologize. Mickey D says the fix is in. All right, I'm gonna try a few more. I've been duped into now getting a soccer game instead of the boxing. Sorry, guys. This is yeah. Morrell needs a KO. I really apologize. We're in the final rounds of this fight, and I lost the stream, so this kind of sucks. Uh, well, I do apologize because this was an interesting fight. As I said, just lost my stream, so try one more time. Or I'll just keep trying until one of you guys tells me the fight's over. I mean, yeah, spoiler alert. I mean, I did call Benavidez to take this fight. Morrell knocked down Benavidez in the end of the 11th. Okay, awesome. So now it might be closer to that would be a 10-8 round, but had a point taken away for hitting after the bell. Huh. Yeah, okay, so then it's now a 9-8 round. Okay. Okay, here we go. All right, so I just got the stream back, but the fight's over. All right, so it looks like, in spite of that droppage, then it would look like Benavidez would still come away with the win, because I felt he was ahead heading into the final two rounds. So that's a shame for Morrell that he chose to hit after the bell there. Both men very happy. It was a great fight, so yeah, they should be happy. Everybody giving each other props. Sure, a lot of respect from Shields towards Benavidez and vice versa. I think both men should be proud of themselves because they did put on a great fight. Move 37 says -1, amazing fight. Yeah, it was a great fight. I'm not sure if Morrell resorted to some things, or that sort of bending over stance was part of his plan. Will PBC allow David Benavidez to cross the street? Money solves all problems, so. Oh, I see. That was the punch that Morrell was looking for with that strange stance of his. All right, so that was a high risk, perhaps potentially high reward move that Morrell was doing, where he was bending over like that, looking for sort of an overhand right out of a southpaw stance from that low stance, in which that's what he caught David Benavidez with. So, I mean, it worked once to get him dropped, but was it worth it kind of giving away his offense with that stance for all the other rounds? Shug says this was a good fight, and it continues to establish um, himself in the division. Yeah, for sure. It was a good fight for Benavidez. Great job. And of course, Benavidez promoter looks confident. All right. So again, I apologize because my stream is stalling, but they've announced a unanimous decision. More stalling. Stalling, stalling, stalling. So there's saying two judges had it one. Two judges have it 115 or 116. I couldn't really hear it to 111. Hello, drug free. Those are cute little emojis. All right, my stream is stalling the heck. Wow, this stream is really stalling. And it's funny also. Well, so Benavidez picks up another strap. Good for him. All right, guys. So, is anybody surprised? Did you guys bet on this fight? Who did you put your money on? All right, guys, I'm actually pretty tired just from working out, sparring earlier on in the day, but I appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you very much. It was fun watching the fights with you guys, and really thank you to Joe for gifting 3 memberships. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate you trying to helping us grow this channel. So again, um, please be sure to subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell, and like the stream. And please do check out my pre-fight breakdown of this and tell me what you think. I'm not sure if I'll do a post-fight or not, but we'll see. Because I think I said most of what I had to say in the pre-fight breakdown. Um, but yeah, do please check out some of my other fight breakdowns. Comment, share. Really appreciate you guys participating because it helps our channel. Next big goal is to get to 5,000 subscribers. So yeah, if you can share some of these videos, I really appreciate it. Okay, so I think I'm going to sign off for the evening. Anybody have anything else they want to say before we go? Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Super thanks from Mickey D. You are awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mickey D. And yes, good night. Appreciate you. Um, yeah, I think we're building a nice little community here. So, you guys are the reason I feel like doing lives at all. So, yeah, I appreciate you and have a great rest of your Saturday evening, or if it's Sunday morning where you're at, have an awesome Sunday. Again, I may or may not do a post fight breakdown of this, but we'll see. We'll see how we feel tomorrow. All right, so thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you again the next time. Good night, everybody.